Hi, welcome everybody to Tuesday, March 17th, 2026 meeting of the City Council of the City of San Juan Bautista. It is 5:02. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Pledge of Allegiance, Councilmember Friels.
The flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Fall off my chair. Thank you. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Aranda, Councilmember Friels,
Here.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia, and Mayor Jordan.
Here. Do we have any, well, we're going to be going into closed session to hear two items. One is a conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation on significant exposure to litigation pursuant to paragraph 2 or 3 of subdivision D of section 54956.9E2. One case and public employee performance evaluation, California Code section 54957B regarding the city attorney. Do we have any comments from public either on Zoom or in chambers on either of those two items?
Seeing no speaker cards in chambers and no hands raised on Zoom, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. At the will of the council, if I can switch items B and A.
So moved.
Thank you. Councilmember Friels.
Oh, yeah, I'll second that.
Thank you. Okay, hi Gabe, we will be going into closed session. We'll see you all at 6. Thank you.
Can the meeting be unmuted on Zoom?
So I was looking at the audit report you're going to review later on tonight. So in that audit report, it showed that we collected sales tax of $668,000, and we collected a total of 2.5 million from the general fund. 668 was from sales tax. 189,000 was from the lodging tax, and the business license produced 19,000. So those three total up to 877,000. And that's, a lot of that is due to people coming into town, tourists and people from Hollister and around. That's 35% of the general income. So a $20,000 investment isn't a lot of money to help promote San Juan, to increase those sales tax dollars and bring people into San Juan Bautista. So that's all my comments on Spirit of San Juan. At the 217 meeting, you guys gave money back to the county for the PLHA funds. It's interesting. I was at the senior luncheon last week, and they had someone there from the county saying they had money available for us. And I'm wondering if that was the money we sent back there. So I'm wondering in the future if we can use that money for the seniors instead of giving it back to the county to distribute, if we can distribute it ourselves. And I was just speaking on the Lang Street, Washington Park. We need to move that forward. I've been saying that for several years now. We need to move that forward.
Thank you very much.
Bob Castle.
Thank you. Mr. Castle, welcome. Can you please make sure that the green light is lit? Green light lit on the microphone?
It is.
Green light. I see the green light.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make a brief comment here. Yesterday I told my attorney, Mr. Lenich, that I did not any longer require his services. So if any of your staff need to contact me, they have to talk to me directly, not because he's not in the picture any longer. I expect that you will file charges against me with regards to my fence and hedge. I know that I will take this thing to court and fight it because I am bitterly resentful about the manner in which the city has singled me out in this matter. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill Adams.
Mr. Adams, welcome.
Good evening. Thank you. We have no visibility at the public sidewalk because of a neighbor's 6-foot front yard hedge at our adjacent driveway. After 2 years, the city accomplished these governing directives. Number one, a resolution citing the violation and a limited variance for its correction. Number two, a notice of violation was delivered. Number three, a final deadline for compliance was ordered. The city's directives were flatly refused, and the generous variance that was offered was rejected. At this point in time, what is the status of the governing directives? Where do we stand on enforcement? In the time I have left, I'd like to send a short message to the parents of young children that use Veruti Park. Your children are excited both coming and going from the park. Some children run or ride their bikes ahead. We are 2 houses from Veruti Children's Park. My driveway at 705 is hidden from view by a large, massive hedge. Please be careful at this junction. Thank you.
Thank you.
See no more speaker cards in chambers and no hands raised on Zoom, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Consent agenda, we have 13 items on the consent agenda. Does anybody from the council wish to pull anything? Councilmember Morris Lopez?
No.
Councilmember Frails? Councilmember Aranda?
No.
Y'all have messed me up. I'm out of order now. I have none, thank you. Do we have, sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
Do we have anybody from the public who wishes to pull a consent agenda item?
Bob Quaid has item 4.A and 4.I.
A and I?
Yes. And yours, what are yours? And Mr. Michael Ponce has item J.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve for B, C, D, E, F, G, H, K, L, M?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion made by Councilmember Aranda, seconded by Councilmember Friels. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Aranda,
Yes.
Councilmember Friels,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia, Mayor Jordan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
4A. Can you give me a second, Madam Mayor?
Yeah, absolutely. And please sit by, everybody. We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
My apologies, Madam Mayor.
We good?
Yes.
Thank you. 4A, Mr. Quaid.
Bob Quaid, 160 Lang Street. Just a minor concern here. I'm old school sometimes and I go to the post office and I look at the agenda, see what's going on with the city council meeting. And I believe the agenda is posted incorrectly at the location at the post office. So if you look at the rules on posting, it says the agenda must contain the date, time, location, and brief description of all business items to be discussed. And the public must have access to the agenda. And so at the post office, there's 2 pages posted. Yesterday, when I looked at it, was the first page always posted, and the second page, I'm not sure what's posted right now, but it might be the first and third page. So you don't see the entire agenda at the post office. Might be a issue of space down there, or but I think it's illegally posted, and I'm concerned about it. It should be posted correctly.
Thank you. $6.13. Thank you. Thank you very much. A,
4I.
I. Mr. Quaid,
So,
I.
right, yeah. So you guys don't want to discuss these when public brings up a concern? You guys don't want to discuss them? It's on the agenda, so you can discuss it, you know. No?
Thank you.
Okay, on the other one it's the birthday celebration co-sponsorship. I'm not against the co-sponsorship, but in the application, and it's the, who's sponsoring it? Salmon County, no, it's well, whatever it is, it's the integrated waste. So in our guidelines for co-sponsoring programs, it's supposed to be a nonprofit. And on the application, it specifically says that they're not a nonprofit. So I think you're in contradiction of your terms of what you co-sponsor. And I think you need to figure out a way to get around that, because what happens if Jeff Williams comes in here next month for the craft fair and says, oh, I want you to co-sponsor it, and you don't get your fees for it? So I think you just need to clean that up. And the easy way for integrated waste to do it is to get a nonprofit to help sponsor their event. I know the Spirit of San Juan Bautista is going to have a booth down there, so they just need to get a nonprofit sponsor, so you can have a nonprofit sponsor the event.
Thank you very much.
My apologies, Mayor. We needed to take the vote on item 4A.
My bad. Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the affidavit of posting the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion made by Councilmember Aranda, seconded by Councilmember Friels. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Aranda,
Yes.
Councilmember Friels,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
No, and my reason for no vote is in the issue that Mr. Quaid brought up. If the public is not fully aware of what is on the agenda, then I believe that that is constitutes my no vote. It's not fully and transparently posted.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia. Yes. Mayor Jordan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. May I have a motion on 4I, 2026 Earth Day celebration, co-sponsorship and fee waiver?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second? Thank you. Motion made by Councilmember Aranda, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Aranda,
Yes.
Councilmember Friels.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
No, once again, it's in violation of our policy. It was clearly stated and brought to our attention by a community member.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
Yes.
Mayor Jordan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Item J, Public Safety Status Report. Pulled by Mr. Ponce.
Hello, Michael Ponce, 803 First Street. I just had a
Hi, Michael, welcome.
quick question on the list of law enforcement coverage and what they did. Actually, the first question is, it says that we have law enforcement here Wednesday through Saturday, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're coming into the summer months, and if any of you are around on Sunday uptown, you know that it's real busy on Sunday. I think we need to have a deputy on our busiest day here in San Juan on a Sunday. So I'd like to see if that would be possible to have coverage on Sunday and take another weekday off. And then my second question is on the report of all the incidents. It said there was 8 traffic citations. And I'm just wondering if and how many of those traffic citations involved oversized vehicle violations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. May I have a motion to accept the public safety status report?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion made by Councilmember Friel, seconded by Councilmember Aranda. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Aranda,
Yes.
Councilmember Friels.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia, Mayor Jordan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. I also have a speaker card for item F. Oops. Item F from Caravonk. Oh,
For the record, that was already previously approved, but if you want her to, if you allowed her the 3 minutes, then she can state her comments.
Yes. Thank you.
It's actually item E, the consulting services.
My bad. Thank you.
I just wanted to bring to your attention that the on-call contracts include preparation of technical environmental studies such as cultural resources. And then under the RFQ document, scope of services, it also mentions cultural resources. In the 5th bullet, it mentions cultural surveys. And I just want to bring to your attention that these are specialized consultants, people who are well-versed in historic preservation and the Secretary of the Interior standards, because if it does involve historic or cultural issues, if they meet the Secretary of the Interior standards, then they meet CEQA, and there doesn't have to be a CEQA report, and it would be a negative declaration. So you really, for that particular type of consultant that you need somebody who is very familiar with historic preservation and these standards. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve item E? Thank you. Sorry, my bad. Moving right along. 5A. Fiscal year 2024-25 audit presentation by Ryan Jolly, and approve a resolution accepting the San Juan Bautista municipal audit for fiscal year 2024-2025.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, Mr. Jolly, we can hear you perfectly fine. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to go over a few high-level comments and some points that I'd like to highlight, and then I'll take any questions that you have. This is the city's audit report for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2025. Just beyond the table of contents is the independent auditor's report, stating that we found the city's books and records to be in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. This is an unqualified opinion, meaning we found no exceptions to those standards. This year, there was also a single audit for federal expenditures relating to the wastewater grant, and I'll get to that a little bit later. Just beyond the independent auditor's report is the financial statements, the statement of net position for the city of San Juan Bautista. This is both governmental activities and business type activities. This is on a full accrual basis, so all assets and liabilities are presented here. And so total net position for the city is just over 26 million. That's total assets less total liabilities. The statement of activities following that is also outlaying the various revenues of the city, and also the expenses, both by business type and by governmental. Overall, the city's net position decreased just over $1 million in the governmental, and increased by $8 million for the business type activities. Going to the next page as we get into the actual governmental funds on a modified accrual basis. The fund here that is considered a major fund is the general fund, as it meets certain criteria. And the general fund had just under 3 million of assets. And overall, unassigned fund balance of negative 27 million after committed funds and advances to other funds.
Excuse me one second. Sorry. Do you have a slide deck, or are we just going off of the packet?
We're going off the packet. Yeah.
What page is it?
Can you give us?
Can we share my screen?
Yes.
Sure. That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. Do I need to do something on my side, or is that?
Hang on one second, please.
Okay.
Okay. It's all you. Thank you, Jen.
Okay. You can see that now?
No.
No. Sorry. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. That's great. Thank you.
Okay. This is the balance sheet for the governmental funds, as I was mentioning, the more particularly the general fund and the other non-major funds are combined into that middle column. Going on to the statement of activities, 2 pages down from here, statement of revenues and expenses is the profit and loss basically for the year for the general fund. As this had a decrease of 724,000, bringing the ending fund balance for the general fund to just over $2 million. Going on to the enterprise funds, the water and sewer. One of the big projects going on is with the wastewater sewer fund. There's a line of credit at 10.3 million there under the liabilities. Also, about 22 million of construction in progress is being tracked and hasn't been fully completed yet, but is being tracked and will be capitalized once the project's completed, and that's included in the property, plant, and equipment. On the statement of revenues and expenses, there was some grant funds. There you can see the capital contributions of just over 7 million. That's related to the grants related to that wastewater project. Overall, the change in net position was 7.5 million for the sewer and increase of 536,000 for the water. Following that is a statement of cash flows showing how we arrived from the beginning year cash balances to the end of year cash balances, combined of just over 5 million for the water and sewer. Following that, we get into the notes to the financial statements. This gives a more detailed explanation of the financial statements, more specifically the significant assets and liabilities of the city. These initial pages give more definitions of certain terminology used in accounting. I wanted to scroll down more to the capital asset footnote. This is a cash footnote outlining how cash is held by the city. And then we get into the capital assets. And as mentioned here under construction and progress under the business type activities, we're tracking about 22.5 million towards that project. And that will be capitalized, fully capitalized and depreciated once that project's completed. This is an outline of depreciation expense by function. And then we have a schedule on the long-term debt. There's a line of credit that's in place while the construction is going on. And we have some details on that and a footnote here. And also on the 2015 enterprise revenue bonds, the city is compliant with its debt service obligations on that debt. And there's the line of credit information. Following the notes to the financial statements, we get into budget to actual for the general fund comparisons. And then following that, we get into the non-major funds that were consolidated earlier on the financials. These funds are all operating as intended. There's no specific comments I have on these right now. This report at the end of towards the end of the financial statements is regarding internal controls of the city. This is where we look at significant transaction classes of payroll, cash disbursements, and cash receipts, looking for proper segregation of duties. And we didn't identify any material weaknesses or significant deficiencies. This audit report here has to do with the single audit. The city received more than 750,000 of federal funds that were expended. And so additional compliance testing was done on those grant funds. There were no findings identified in the testing of the expenditure of those grant funds. Here's a schedule of the schedule of federal awards that were expended by the city. And some additional footnotes on some information on that schedule. And then here's a summary of the schedule findings. And as mentioned, there were no identified material weaknesses or significant deficiencies, both in the financial statements and in the federal awards part of the audit. Lastly, we issue a management report to the city council, letting you know we didn't have any disagreements with management, didn't have any difficulties in completing the audit, didn't identify any uncorrected misstatements, didn't have to consult with any other outside independent accountants. So no issues noted in this required communication. Overall, clean audit for the city. Once again, the city did a great job working with us. There was some additional work this year, as I mentioned, with the single audit portion. But everyone helped get this completed, and I'm thankful for their help on getting this done for the city. I can now take any questions you have.
Thank you very much. Members of the council, Councilmember Aranda, questions, comments, concerns?
No questions or comments. Thank you for the report.
Thank you. Councilmember Friels.
No questions. I'm happy to hear clean audit again.
Love those words. Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
I guess, thank you for the report, and I'm glad that it checked out. I don't know if this would be in your wheelhouse. Any observations or recommendations in how the city collects its utility payments that we currently have the system? If that's something you can't answer to, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't have any specific comments on that.
Thank you. Good. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia. Thank you. I just had a question on a phrase on your letter at the end under significant audit matters. Second bullet point, management's estimate of allowance for doubtful accounts. What's a doubtful account?
That would be uncollectible accounts receivable.
Accounting terms. Thank you. You went through that so quickly. While I'm backtracking, I just want to make a couple of comments to our city manager and city staff. A couple of things I highlighted in the letter itself, justifying all this, that the city complied in all material requests with the type of compliance requirements referred to above. I appreciate the city's timeliness in working with Mr. Jolly and his firm and getting him everything that he needed so that once again, we can come up with a clean report. And that there were no such disagreements that arose in the course of the audit. Thank you very much. You are very much appreciated. So there were a couple of other terms that I just wanted to get clarification from on about. And it had to do with deferred
Inflows.
Yes, deferred inflows and outflows.
Yes. We'll go to the footnote here that explains those.
Can you tell me what page we're on?
This is on page 31. So the deferred outflow, the first portion of that has to do with the unamortized bond issuance costs from the water and sewer fund. Those are being amortized over the life of the bonds and over a 28-year period. And so that's the deferred outflow related to those deferred charges on the debt retirement when those were refinanced. And then the deferred inflow has to do with the lease receivable. That was a new GASB that popped up in the last year or two, where leases create an asset with an asset or a liability, and those are amortized as well over the life of the lease. And so it's a more of a timing issue because we recognize on a modified accrual basis on the governmental funds things that happen within 90 days after fiscal year end. And this is something that is deferred beyond that initial 90 days after the fiscal year end.
Thank you. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns from chambers or Zoom land?
I have one speaker card, Madam Mayor, Bob Quaid. Oh, 5C, yes, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Anything on Zoom?
Seeing no hands raised on Zoom, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Back to the council. Councilmember Aranda.
No questions or comments again. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Frales.
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
No further questions.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia. Thank you very much, Mr. Jolly. We appreciate you and your services.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, you as well.
Thanks.
May I have a motion to approval the resolution accepting the San Juan Bautista municipal audit for fiscal year 24-25?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second? Second. Thank you. May I have a roll call, please? Sorry. Motion made by Councilmember Friel, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Aranda,
Yes.
Councilmember Frios.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia, Mayor Jordan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Item 5B, acceptance of the San Juan Bautista sanitary sewer force main to Hollister project CIP 23.02 and authorization to record a notice of completion. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to introduce Gabe Aronow, who is going to give us a fantastic presentation and update because this is a joyous day. We are done with the Force Main project. Take it away, Gabe.
Hi,
All
Gabe.
right. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right. And can you see me? Well, barely. All right. And then do I have permission to share my screen here? I will try.
Yes, you do.
Okay. And can you see it?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
It took over my screen, so let me see what I need to do.
It's starting to load.
Can you see it now?
We can. Thank you very much.
All right. Hey, well, thank you for having me. I'm Gabe Barano with Stantec. And as I was just prepping for this moments ago, it looks like I hit delete on my front slide here, which introduced the project, the San Juan Bautista Force Main to Hollister project. And this joyous occasion is actually noted for its final acceptance. So missing my cover slide there, which was a pretty picture of your city hall there. We jump into the timeline. I'm just going to do a brief, it's a big important project, but I'm going to do a succinct little summary, take you back through time a little bit and show you some nice pictures of a completed project. So this timeline starts with the actual construction in August 23, but our time on the project with the city staff actually started around 2020 with planning and then design. And so should have put that on here, take a little credit for that. But construction started in August 23. So here we are in, feels like June here, by the way, but March 2026. So almost 2.5 years. So last year, June 11th, we got to a substantial completion on the pump station and force main and started pumping sewage to Hollister. That was a major milestone for the project. And then last month, February 13th, we got to a substantial completion on the rest of the facilities at the pump station site, the storage pumps and storage components and chemical feed facilities were all in place and operational. And then just this morning, we completed our final completion and site inspection. The little nuts and bolts and paving and drainage improvements, the little items were also completed, what we call the punch list. So huge congratulations to the city. It's been a big project. As you'll see on this next page, presenting the budget, totaling near 25 million between bonding and legal interest and some of the financial components that Ryan just discussed, the connection at the Hollister wastewater service, CEQA permitting mitigation, engineering, CM and inspection, and construction by Specialty Construction. They got the lion's share of it, and this summary right here is really just our budget, and we're close to this budget, but we're as Ryan noted, there's still some final accounting to clean up, and we'll have to close up our final books with Specialty on our final pay request, and then there's a checklist that we need to get to USDA, our primary funding source. So with that, I think I move into some pictures. This is the heart of the project. The red line is a force main, 10-inch diameter HDPE force main from the city of San Juan Bautista to Hollister. I won't go through all these roads here, but you can see it follows the county roads between the two cities. This is really what made the project complicated. And then here we go. I would just show you a picture of, when you drive out there on these county roads, you're not going to know it's there. So I have the picture on the left showing a trench and the pipe laid out. We call that roped, where it's sort of bent around, and then they wow it over and drop it in the trench and backfill and repave, and there you go. And you end up with the road like you have on the lower right there. Not the best picture, but I'm just trying to find a spot that's similar from construction to after. Here's the pump station site near the Rancho development. This used to be the wastewater treatment plant site. Now it's just the pump station. This is looking down on the operations building, which is still important for housing some of the motor control and electrical equipment and just storage for the facility. I'll toggle through here and you'll see exactly what we're seeing. There's back there, the gray boxes are the motor control centers. On the right is a bioxide chemical feed facility in case there are any odors that probably would only manifest over at Hollister at the discharge. So far, so good. I don't think we're using that at all. In the foreground here is a pig launching station. If we ever need to clean the pipeline, that's a facility for that. Here's a side view, and there is top of itself. That's the pump station, the primary pump station, and the manifold coming out of it to the force main. Another view across it. Here we have a davit crane to lift the submersible pumps up through hatches. And then in the back there's an influence screen to pull out the solid and force pumped. Here's some poly tank improvements up on the hill, which are part of a flushing system for the pipeline. And here's kind of a grander view of the finished project site taken this morning. It's all been hydroseeded, paved, buttoned up, cleaned, and the contractors moved out. So I think that's my summary of the project. That's all I have for you. Congratulations. This has been a really big project, and it was a privilege to be part of it and help the city through it. You're no longer in the wastewater treatment business.
It's a good day. Comments from the council member Aranda.
Thank you. That's huge. I'm really excited to see that's all up and running, and this is it. My only question, and it probably just goes to your city manager. I mean, when can we see it and take a tour? But other than that, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Friels.
No, this is a great day. Project went through faster, I think, than we anticipated, and it's just nice not being in the sewer business anymore. It's like this has got to be the largest project in our history, and it went pretty well. It was good. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Congratulations to everybody, and we're on to better and bigger things and cleaner things. Thank you.
Did you say cleaner? Cleaner things. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
Sorry to not be getting it's on.
It's must not be working.
I can talk louder. I can yell.
I'd be excited not to be getting complaints from folks over there about construction trucks in front of their homes anymore. But happy to have the project done.
Thank you. I don't know if everybody's noticed the big smile on my face being in this business. This is absolutely amazing, huge for the city. City Manager Ashley Collick, thank you so much. Gabe, instrumental. We appreciate you. Couple of questions from me. So we have our certificate of completion right now from your presentation, correct?
Correct. And I sent a letter to Ashley earlier today as a certification with the attachment. There's some attachments there for final completion, they call it final substantial completion per USDA. That's in your inbox, Ashley, if you don't already have it.
Awesome. San Juan Bautista owns this and is responsible for O&M today from this point forward, correct?
That is correct. Sorry, I thought Ashley might pick that
Say
up.
yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And to tag on to Councilmember Aranda's question, when's the ribbon cutting? That's what we're waiting for now. Thank you. Questions, comments, concern from chambers?
No speaker cards received, Madam Mayor, and Michael Ponce.
Thank you. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you, Michael Ponce. Sewer project complete. That's a great thing.
Did you ever think you'd say those words, Michael?
Well, I'm not done yet. No, it's like Councilman Friel said, it's probably one of our biggest projects, absolutely in our lifetime. We still got another one going with the water. But I just want to remind the council and the city that we are not out of the woods yet. Gabe mentioned that we have final completion. I believe that we still have a couple of punch lists items to be completed before it is actually completed. I could be wrong, but that's what I read. Also, we are no longer in the sewer business, as you stated, but I want to remind people in the pages and pages and pages of information I read on this project. I read that if Hollister has a problem with their sewage, which they are right now, they're in violation of their sewer permit right now, and determined that for some reason San Juan contributed to that problem, they give us opportunity to correct it. And if we can't correct it and they still determine that we have some portion of what's causing their problem over there, we are liable for fines. And the reason we did this project was to eliminate the fines that we were being charged daily. So we still we still have the opportunity to have to pay fines if Hollister can get their plant under control. I just want everybody to know that. It's in the paperwork that I read. I'm not making this up. So fingers crossed, they get their problem taken care of. We get our problem under control. I feel we still need to get our industrial users under control, which was one of the agreements with Hollister to accept our sewage. So we still need to do that. And then obviously take care of our water, which we're working on, and we're 2 years away. And then also deal with the salt binding water softeners. That was part of a 4-part agreement with the EPA, the City of San Juan, the Central Coast Water Control Board, and all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark, did you have a question? So the proper process is to put in a speaker card. You could raise your hand, but you actually have to wait until after the presentation. So anytime you have a question, comment, concern, throw in a speaker card and come on up. Thank you. Do we have any other speaker cards? Sorry, that was the second time Mark raised his hands and I told him to put it down.
No other speaker cards received in chambers and seeing no hands raised on Zoom, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Back to the council. Councilmember Aranda.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Friels. Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
No, thank you.
Mayor Pro
Thank you
Tem
to Gabe. Thank you for that report. Good
Sorry.
work.
Thank you. Sorry. No.
What about now?
Now.
Good. I just want to make a couple comments for my own
Edification.
edification, satisfaction. Gabe, I believe I heard you say that the punch list items were all taken care of.
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. So that's good. And then as far as we are no longer in the wastewater treatment business. But should we contribute to some bad, dirty water? Rightfully so, we should be liable for fines if we are actually doing that. We do have a clause that if it's found, we get a chance to rectify the situation. I know we've already had some issues where I don't know if it was a joke or not, but you had some waiters on. But we've had some opportunity to say, hey, Hollister's like, hey, what is this? You jump in, and we've corrected that. So I feel pretty good about that whole situation. I know you've been on top of all those, but she's raising her hand now.
I'm
Does
right.
she have to put in a speaker card?
I feel like I do. I'm so sorry. Can I just add to I'm seconding what you're saying, Councilmember. Yes, we are in really good, close connection to the city of Hollister and continued discussions. They were with us from the moment we turned it on, and any questions they've had, we've been extremely responsive back and forth. We are still testing our water, so we are aware of what our levels are at all times. And we are responsive to the Regional Water Quality Control Board and to our partners in ensuring that we are complying. We are in contact in talks with the industrial users, so we are following through on what we said we were going to do, and we're maintaining those commitments. And I hope in the next month or so, we'll be able to wrap up some of those smaller pieces that Mr. Ponce mentioned, and we bring those to you for consideration.
Thank you for the clarification. Carry on.
That's all. That's it.
Nice.
She finished it good.
Huh?
Yeah, nice.
She did wrap it up nicely. Thank you. I have nothing further. Thank you very much. May I have a motion to approve a resolution accepting the San Juan Bautista sanitary sewer force main to Hollister Project CIP 23.02, contingent upon the receipt of the engineer's certification of final completion, and authorize the city manager to execute and record a notice of completion.
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
I didn't know if you were sorry. Thank you. Motion made by Councilmember Aranda, seconded by Councilmember Friels. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Aranda,
Yes.
Councilmember Friels.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia,
Yes.
Mayor Jordan.
Huge yes from me. You
Motion
are going
carried.
Hollywood. Thank you very much. Thank you for all of that. Gabe, thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Item 5C, freeway maintenance agreement with Caltrans for SR 156 Washington Street improvements. We are going to table this to the next meeting. 5D, review request for a fee waiver for the restoration and installation of the historic fire bell. Review the request for the Monterey Viejo Chapter 18 of the Clampers for a fee waiver for the restoration and installation of the historic San Juan Bautista Volunteer Fire Department bell and provide direction to staff.
Madam Mayor, I'm going to have to recuse myself. I'm a member of the Monterey Viejo chapter, and I was also a volunteer firefighter here. So I'm
Thank-
going to recuse myself.
Thank you very much. Sorry you're going to miss this. Thank you. 5C has been tabled. Thank you. Do we have any speakers for 5D?
No, you can't.
Madam Mayor, if I may.
Go ahead.
I had a great meeting with Mr. John Hopper regarding this project, and he's going to present on the item.
Thank you, Mr. Hopper. Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. Obviously, this project is about the historic fire bell. And in the 5 minutes I have, I'll try to be very brief and just give you just a little bit of background. The volunteer fire department here was founded in 1868. And for many years, a bell summoned the firefighters to the call to come to the fire. Most of us, modern days, remember the air raid siren, which actually one of them is still out there, I believe. And that took the place of the bell. However, the fire department kept the bell where it was last staged for some years. Several bells served the city over a number of years. However, the last one, the one we're speaking about, was forged in, oh, I'm sorry, next slide, please. Sorry about that. I forgot I wasn't driving. The last bell was forged in San Francisco in 1906. The bell tower again moved from place to place. However, it was last placed actually right out here in 1946. And that was at the time the fire department was built. And around 1998, there was a move to expand the fire department, make it larger. And so the bell was taken down and placed in storage. That fire expansion did not take place at that time. It was tabled for quite a while. And actually, when Bob Quaid and I were on the city council, we approved the building of the new fire station extension and other quarters there. Next slide, please. So the project, and I know it's been stated that the clampers are asking for this fee request. And of course we are, but it's actually a city project. So what you're doing is granting a request to yourself per se. We originally got involved in this project in 2020. You guys all remember some things that were happening around that time, COVID, some changes in staff and what have you. The project was tabled. There was no opposition. We were working with the city to make it happen. And there was a renewed interest in 2025 when an article was put in the Mission Village Boys. Our organization, the 1846 chapter, has gone to our board and we received a $5,000 donation for materials and all the labor, construction, necessary stuff to get it done will be donated. The structure will be constructed off-site and then assembled here on site. To be built to historical accuracy, save for the fact that, you know, we have to use some modern building materials for safety and what have you, fasteners and what have you. We're looking to dedicate this fantastic structure around the 4th of July. And speaking with the city manager, we think that's doable. Next slide. Actually, you can just jump 2 slides forward. This is the bell. And if you look at that picture, you'll recognize the building across the street. So that's where it last was. City Hall was not built yet. And that's the old firehouse there. So when the new firehouse was built, it was built to the front of that picture, just as you see it there. Next slide, please. This is just kind of a frontal view of that same location. You can see the newly installed air raid siren in the background. And the next slide, please. And this is as it was last. When I moved to town, that's where the fire bell was. The city moved that, again, as I'm being redundant, when they thought they were going to expand the fire department. It's been in storage ever since. You still own the bell. The despite rumors, it was not actually stolen. It's been in storage all the time. And despite the rumor that the clampers stole the bell, we don't have it. You did. It's in storage.
We wouldn't tell you where it was anyway.
The next slide, please. So this is, we took the bell out of storage with the help of the city crews, brought it outside in the sunlight, dusted it off a little bit. This photo was taken in 2020. So it's not a large bell, and I was thinking about having it brought down here, but it's about this big around. But it's cool. It's significant. Next slide, please. This is part of the remaining roof structure that's down at City Hall. We measured it, and so we'll rebuild the roof to be as close as we can, historically correct to that. Next slide, please. This magnificent painting here was done by one of the Talbots. What's just Talbots we think, Karen? I think. Anyway, it was in 1947. So, I mean, this has provided a lot of inspiration to me over the years, looking at this historic treasure that you, the city, own. One comment I might make, it's completely up to the city whether you move forward with this. We'll just volunteer to be helpers, fund it, get it done, roll up our sleeves. It's up to you as to where you put it. It's in our opinion that there's two logical locations. One that we just have visited would be directly beside the new bay doors of the new fire department. The other would be where it was originally. I think in my discussions with the city manager, that could impede access to the back of the building. If you put need the access or want to put a emergency generator or anything like that there. But we're just excited about the opportunity to make this happen, work with the city, and to that end, I'd answer any questions that I can.
Thank you very much for that presentation. Councilmember Aranda.
I honestly, I'm in favor of it. I really like the history that comes behind it. I wasn't aware about me personally about the bell, so this is the first time I'm hearing about it. But again, I'm new to the city, so personally, I love the historic aspect of this and everything about it. I think it's really cool, and I truly do have love for our fire department, and what they do, and so. The only concern that I have is the impact fees, or I mean, just the fees from the city. It's 12 about roughly 12,000, correct, city manager, of what it would cost to out of.
It's a rough estimate. Yes.
Yeah. But again, I know we made it, we made, exceptions for other things, in town. And so I think it'd be great to see it. Me personally, I would love to see it in front of the fire department. I mean, I think that's where it belongs. In the original picture there, it looks like that's where it was. So I think it's really cool. So I'm all in favor of it. Other than that, no questions or comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez. That'd be you. I know, I looked right first.
Okay. No, thank you for the presentation. I also agree with Councilmember Aranda. This is a really, I think, a very positive project. It highlights our history, and to bring it back out in the open so the public and tourists can enjoy it. It just adds to, that historic more value to our town, and also in honor and remembrance of people that passed that served our city and those that are serving now. So this is, I heard you say that the fee waivers are for the permits and whatnot, but it is something that the city is going to gain from. So I'm not quite understanding. So it's our property, but we're charging the fees to the volunteers that want to volunteer their time and I'm assuming supplies.
I'll let the city manager.
Okay.
It's completely up to the council how you view the project. If you want it to be a city project where we take it on, obviously, fees don't necessarily apply to the city. However, there is a cost, and we need to understand what that cost is, staff time, whether we have to consult out for particular things. It is historic in the sense that it does have to go through some historic review. There is a process for that, whether it's internal or external, right? It doesn't matter who we're talking about. There is a cost and you need to be aware of what that is. So I understand your question, council member. The fees don't change necessarily because there's a cost associated. So you need to kind of know generally if you're authorizing, the question is, do you want to authorize the fees to be waived? That's because the way the application it's because the clampers are making that request of the city. Does that make sense?
It does and it doesn't, because wouldn't we as the city want to promote and support our stored or housed piece of historic memorabilia or monument, for lack of a better way to present it? So it's actually our property. It's been stored. This group think they're nonprofit. They're a bunch of good guys that want to do something good for the city. So I'm just kind of like, how do we get around this? I know there's a cost for everything, but do we have within our general fund budget to look at historic consultation for other things that we do in terms of a project or restoration? So we have a line budget for that.
Sure.
So asking them to do that, it seems a little odd to me, since it is city property and they're just stepping up as good guys that want to help bring this back to our community. And then it sounds like they're gonna volunteer their labor, and so is that part of it as well, sir?
So, absolutely. So there was also a question, so being a little bit redundant, it's our intention to provide all the labor, all the funding. We do have a award. If we needed additional funding, we think we can get that. I had a discussion this morning with one of the members of the fire department, and their firefighters association wants to take part. And I didn't mention all the other stakeholders because I thought it was obvious. We've consulted with members of the volunteer fire department, former council members, firefighters, historical society folks. We just want to make this happen for the city. The city manager or the attorney knows this better than I, but I don't think we could actually be the applicant because this is occurring on city property and the bell is owned by the city. Again, I think we're talking semantics here, but you have a commitment from our organization that will erect that bell in the most historically correct way as possible at a site and location that the city approves. And there was a question as to how it would be maintained in the future. And I'd like to say we've had a lively discussion about that, and we would like to become the keepers of the bell moving forward. This is not a new concept for our group. We maintain many, many historic structures and projects in the community, including the historical park. We place this monument out here. We're actively involved with Jack's Cabin. We've placed 2 other monuments right here within the city limits. That's what we're all about. And thank you for calling us good guys, just wanting to help out, because we don't want to steal the bell. We just want to see it back up.
Thank you. Come on up.
Could I ask Larry, a member of our chapter, make a brief comment?
Sure, absolutely. And if you can just state your name for the record.
Hi, Larry Norcross.
Thanks. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you. I just want to bring a few things to your attention on what this bell really means to us. That was one of the last bells ever forged at the Garrett Foundry in San Francisco before the 1906 earthquake. That bell came down here for a specific reason, was to help this town bring people together for fires, emergencies, you name it. If you look at those pictures and you look how high that bell is, that's almost 20 feet, if not higher. And the reason that bell is at 20 feet was because there were no structures around it. So the sound could go over the buildings to warn everybody. So we're projecting to maybe 18 feet, maybe 19. It all depends on what how many feet we have to go into the ground. So I started thinking about this. The Christmas parade, if that bell is still at that height, you could use that bell to start the Christmas parade. You can use that bell to start your 5K, 10K runs. And I think that would be absolutely wonderful to hear. The other thing I thought about was our new generations. They don't know what that is. When they hear it, they're going to ask questions. So, what 1846, the San Juan boys would like to do is get our hands on that bell, get that thing started, get everybody, we'll even do a video on how it's coming along. And we'll project July 4th, 2026 for the raising. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You good? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, but hang on one second. Let me just get finished with the council and then you can come up. Love the green shirt. And if you can, there are speaker cards in the back if you could. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
Don't ask me to help you get up on a ladder 20 feet.
You and me both with my knee.
No way. Volunteerism, beautification projects, people getting together, hanging around, doing some good. All sounds fun. All for the project, waiving the fees, all that kind of stuff. My only comments are around like slightly off topic left. Like fees add up. Fees cost a lot of money. We're paying contractors, engineers, things like that. That's how those numbers get to be scary. But we will have to make sure it's a pretty heavy metal bell, 20 feet in the air. City engineer is going to get a look at the structure, right?
City engineer, city building official, planning.
Okay.
Everybody. That's why it costs money. And remember, and cost recovery is a thing in city government. That is a state mandate. We are to cost recover when we can. This is not a singling out of any organization within the city. There is a process that we do have to follow. And if we want this to be a city project, that obviously is the will of the council, and I will do what you deem is correct and necessary, but we will be making sure that we abide by every code and safety measure to ensure that that beautiful bell shines and lasts for a long time.
Quick comment. Can we have a collection bucket at City Hall? Just put some money in the bucket.
You have to climb up and tape it to the bell. That's all. That was all I had.
Thank you. In a firefighter boot. Again, grinning ear to ear. My kids grew up with listening to the bell and the big old siren. And when I actually moved here in 2013, when the siren stopped, I was so disappointed. And I've asked almost every year if we can start something up again. So I am so thrilled with, what did you call these? Good guys, with you good guys who keep trying to do so much for the city. So appreciate this. A couple of comments. First one to our city manager on page 3. The city's practice has been to absorb costs only when between items 3 and 4, it says or. If we can make that an and, just a question, I would very much appreciate that. The project supports historic and cultural preservation, and the fiscal impact to the city is minimal. This also asks for a request is initiated by a nonprofit or a community group. Thank you, community group. This project enhances public space right out the front door. I really like outside in front of City Hall. In my opinion, it would get lost there. not to mention the access to the back. But I really like for it to be associated with the new house and everybody can see it. I had a question on height.
Yeah.
And looking at the old photos, the bell looked dwarfed, and I want to make sure that it's pronounced because it's so profound. And
Can you pull up the,
sorry, I skipped by
That's
the answer
okay.
to your question. We'll get back to you. Or not. I mean, it doesn't have to be
the
answered right
last
away.
photo, I think it is.
Thank you.
So Madam Mayor, we've had a lot of discussion about the height and what have you. Larry mentioned some of the thoughts that we have. If you look at some of the photos, like this one here, it shows two support beams or two support legs.
Uh-huh.
If you look at the very last photo, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
above the bell today, Elizabeth. Yeah, right. One more up, one more, right there. You'll see it actually has two larger support beams. So we might be a little bit in the weeds, but it's our intention to try to make it historically correct.
Understood.
Now, Madam Mayor, what that does mean is it would appear much as it does in this photo, and I understand your assessment that it looks dwarf, but you'll definitely see it from below. And we've had some discussions about maybe putting a solar light in it to illuminate it at night. But I think this is the kind of discussion that's important to have. I don't want to get us in the weeds. I'd like to answer any questions. But again, we feel that maybe the structure should be much more as it was. Go down one photo, Elizabeth, please. I'm sorry, number 7. We feel it should be much more like that. You see the support is much heftier. It's actually lower than it originally was because this was placed there after the air raid siren. So it was just historic preservation.
Right.
Again, discussions we can have about how the planning commission and you feel about the height and what have you. We're open to all that. We just want to get it done or would like to get it done.
I love the whole conversation. Go ahead, Larry. I'm sorry. Can you come up to the microphone? Sorry. Thank you.
We measured out the actual roof structure, and that roof structure was right around 7 feet long. And I believe it was probably, what do you think, Hopper, about almost 5 feet wide? 4 feet wide. So when you put the bell inside of it, and it's directly center, and it's anchored into a main beam, the bell, that roof structure actually kicks the sound out.
Okay.
It reverberates off that roof. So I'm thinking, I like this one because you have more of the bell coming out of the structure, or the older ones, you had more of the bell inside the structure. And this style here, which if we got it just a little, maybe 3-4 feet taller, we put the solar lights inside of it, it's gonna look bad. It's gonna look great.
I love that.
But we're gonna also use something different. All these pictures that we have, you have 2 legs. The plan that our construction, Sean, he owns a construction company. He's got an app, construction app. He designed one that has 4 legs. So the 4 legs with the cross braces, that thing will stand up there before as long, probably through 5-6 generations, because we're going to use solid redwood. And
oh, awesome.
We're not going cheap.
Thank you. I appreciate the whole project. And thanks for the explanation about height. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate also that you wanted to preserve the patina that now exists on it. And one clarification on the proposal This says Independence Day 2020. Was that the original proposal? Okay. I just for a clarification, when you were talking, I realized that's why it said 2020, not 2026. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Public comment.
We have two speaker cards, Michael Ponce, followed by Matt. Mark.
Thank you. Mike
Thank you.
Ponce.
Hi, Michael.
I just
Well,
want to say I really like this project as a former member of the volunteer fire department for 10 years in my younger days, along with Councilman Friels. Talked about the fees, the total rough estimate about $12,000. It just irks me. Half of those fees are major historic design, $1,500, and historic resource evaluation, $4,300. We just heard all the history right here. We don't need an outside agency to come and tell us our history. We know the history. We got the pictures. We know what it looks like. I don't understand why you got to pay $5,800 for a historic review and evaluation. We have all the information. We don't need an outside agency coming telling us our history that we know. It just doesn't make sense. So if there's some way we can get around that, then we're looking at $6,000, half the cost. Thank you.
thank you. Mark? Mark, hang on one second. So now if you can please state your name for the record. Green button, big button so the green light comes on. It's the St. Patrick's Day thing. There we go.
Mason.
Thank you very much. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. So I just want to make a comment about Larry and Hopper. Like, these guys are trying to do some good stuff, and like, let's support that, and that's just, they're trying to do some great stuff. And, whether we could support that through other businesses or something, but they're trying to do good stuff. So let's support that. And, I think that's good. So that's it.
Thank you for that. Any other comments?
Seeing no other speaker cards and no hands raised on Zoom, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. If I can bring it back to the council so we can bring Scott back. Councilmember Aranda.
Yeah, again, since the beginning, I'm in favor of it. I think it meets all the criteria. I think this is great. I think the Clampers have done a great job at doing many great things for us in the community, and I want to continue to support that work. And so the other comment is, yeah, I would love to see that tower out in front of the fire department. I mean, it'd be cool. And then hopefully maybe the public can ring it one day. I would like to go and ring it.
Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Yes, thank you for the good guys and all the speakers in the audience that are for this project. I'm for the project, and I appreciate Mr. Ponce's astute attention to that $4,000 fee for historic resource evaluation. I don't know what that means. Do they look at it? Do they cling on it? What do they do for $4,000? So maybe we can look at that, because the other fees are in comparison are doable. And looking at that fee, and then also, maybe we can get some other businesses and citizens to donate. But I'm 100% behind this project and waiving the fees.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
So it's been my understanding, listening through, like, we had the consultant, what was Meg's last name? Clovis. Meg Clovis, like, and some other experts. When we delve into the realm of deeming something historical, there are rules and regulations with respect to how it's handled. And when we do that, and that's something that's been talked about a lot tonight, when you do that, there are rules and regulations that have to be followed. And when we don't follow those rules and regulations, we end up with situations where we have to red tag people's construction on their houses because they've done something that maybe they didn't know they did, or maybe they knew what they weren't supposed to do to the house. So, like, the price tag hurts, but sometimes it's worth the cost of not going through those things. That was my only additional comment, but still very in favor of this. I think it'll be cool. Love big redwood posts, so that'll be pretty awesome to see. That's all.
Thank you. And to further expound a little bit about what you were talking about on fees and historic natures and Meg Clovis and our firm that we have now and the historic aspect of things, we are asking this of our whole entire community. Why would we not ask this of ourselves? So our job now is to decide whether or not we are going to absorb the fees as as a partner to have this project completed. So the motion would be to approve the resolution waiving the city-controlled planning, building, engineering, and legal related fees, roughly totaling $12,867.50. I like the rough estimate down to the penny, with a not to exceed 15,000, or declining the fee waiver in its entirety, or some other alternative direction. So if I can have a motion to do 1, 2, or 3.
I was gonna so move the not to exceed the 15.
Okay. Review the request for the Monterey Viejo Chapter 18 of the Clampers for a fee waiver with the restoration and installation of the historic San Juan Bautista Volunteer Fire Department bell, and provide direction to the staff. So we have a motion to waive those fees. Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Thank you. May I have a roll call vote after Councilmember Aranda motion, seconded by Councilmember Morris Lopez?
Councilmember Aranda,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia,
Yes.
Mayor Jordan.
Absolutely, yes.
Motion
Thank you guys
carried.
so much. Appreciate you guys 100%. Thank you so much.
City Clerk, just
Stop.
for the record, if you could
Yeah.
correct that it's not chapter 18, it's chapter 1846.
Thank you. Chapter 1846. Thank you very much.
It's like, shit, I think that was gonna be quick. It was longer than.
Thank you. Thank you all. Welcome back, Councilmember Friels. Informational items and reports. City Manager update.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, members of the council, members of the public for staying and listening to my report. I'm going to read out a statement tonight. Over the past several weeks, the city has continued to make meaningful progress across a number of key initiatives and community engagements. Most recently, Anzar High School has expressed interest in partnering with the city to recognize graduating seniors this year. And so we look forward to staff returning to the council with a formal request and some additional details for your consideration. Work is ongoing on major infrastructure efforts, including continued coordination meetings for the water transmission pipeline design project and the finalization of the Force Main project, which happened tonight. And a huge thank you to the staff and to Stantec, SCI for all of their work on that project. Both the Force Main project and the pipeline design project remain critical to the city's long-term utility reliability and service delivery. On March 7th, we hosted Coffee with the City Manager, providing an opportunity for community members to engage directly, ask questions, and share feedback to the city. Thank you to everyone who attended and participated in those discussions. It was great. We had about 10 people or so that's pretty good for our first time out. We'll do several more of those throughout the year. I also participated in legislative advocacy days in Sacramento on March 10th and 11th, where we advocated for fiscal support for the city's upcoming priority projects. And these discussions also included discussions on SB 1081, which is legislation introduced by Senator John Laird and sponsored by the city of San Juan Bautista, which provides small communities greater flexibility by allowing wastewater penalty funds to be redirected towards critical infrastructure improvements rather than paid as fines. This approach supports faster compliance, improved water quality, and more effective use of limited local resources. I'd like to extend a sincere thank you to Senator Laird, Speaker Rivas, and the many organizations that we met with last week, including Cal Cities, CASA, Aqua, and the Environmental Safety and Toxic Materials Committee. And a huge shout out to Jaime Rojas and Associates, our lobbyist, for arranging all of these meetings and keeping us at the top of mind. We appreciate everyone's time, partnership, and continued support of our community's priorities. And internally, we've begun staff discussions and established timelines as we initiate development of the fiscal year 26-27 city budget. And this process will guide our financial planning and service priorities for the upcoming year. So we look forward to more meetings in April. So stay tuned for that. And lastly, we're working to strengthen our team further with an internal recruitment for a code enforcement officer and an open recruitment for building official. We have received some candidates, and so I look forward to making further announcements next month. And with that, I conclude my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions, comments, concerns from the council? Councilmember Aranda.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you do. Great work. No questions or comments.
Thank you. Councilmember Friels.
No questions, but thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Great job, City Manager Ashley Colick. And thank you for the report and all of the advances we've made with the city and how we collect bills and just everything that's happening. It's very exciting.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
No questions.
Thank you.
Keep being awesome.
These are exciting times. I'm super excited for this city and us. Thank you very much for the presentation. I have no questions. Public comment?
No speaker cards received and seeing no hands raised on Zoom, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Back to the council. Anything? Nothing? Thank you. Thank you very much for everything you're doing. Reports from city council representatives to regional organizations and committees. Councilmember Aranda.
The only thing I got this time around was I attended the was it the legislative day? I can't remember what it was called. No.
That was Sacramento.
Sacramento. Yeah, whatever that was. What was that?
League?
No, I went with you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't
Yes,
know what-
Yes, that was Speaker Rivas's invitation to his district to discuss what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I apologize.
Yeah, I
Thank
had
you.
that, and it was really good. Enjoyed it. It was informational. Integrated waste. Unfortunately, at the last very minute, I had to cancel that meeting, but I am going to meet with the integrated waste team to get me up to speed and up to par, and so I'll report back at our next meeting what those updates are. And I think that's it. I don't have anything else.
Thank you. Councilmember Friels.
No, nothing to report.
Thank you. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Yes, I did attend 2 days after the last city council meeting, the San Bernardino County COG. And as usual, the topic is once again a report from Caltrans and also public comment about Highway 25. That's still, it's a long process and a long project. It's been on the books for decades now. As Councilmember Friels used to sit on that board, and it's not an easy project, but hopefully, we can come to some agreement and conclusion. It's very involved. I think a lot of times I hear the comments from the public and kind of wondering why isn't this happening? There's a lot more entailment, behind the scenes work that I don't even can begin to understand it. And it's a very heated conversation. It's a very worrisome conversation because all we want is a safe highway so that commuters going in and out of the county, because we have grown, but also traveling on that highway, as we all know, it's quite, it can be dangerous. So hopefully, the conversation will continue. I have a meeting to attend this Thursday, and I will bring updates with that.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
I've had no meetings in the last month.
Thank you. The Speaker Rivas meeting was a update on what's going on in the state as a whole from Mr. Speaker's perspective. So he had a bunch of his staffers come in and let us know what was going on, including the budget team and where monies were going to next year. This is Governor Newsom's last year. So he wants to close out this year with a balanced budget and go into the next fiscal year, setting up our new governor in good position so he can focus on other things as opposed to balancing the budget. Tech, the economic committee was canceled. Tourism was canceled. Coffee with the city manager. Thank you all who attended. That was awesome. Water Resources Agency or Association, changing of the guard. Sunny Slope is now the chair, and San Juan Bautista is the vice chair of that committee. And there was a request for more monies for some projects. Those funds are already in the budget, so they're not coming back to any jurisdiction seeking an increase. Legislative Day, from the moment that we got up there I was overwhelmed by one, the knowledge of everybody that we went to on SB 1081 and the support that we are getting from every agency that we went to. Wastewater Agency, Drinking Water, League of California Cities, and a couple of others. And just so excited with Senator Laird and this bill that he is working on. Very much appreciative. Mr. Speaker, Rivas is in support of it as well. So very much looking forward to the next several days. Apparently no news is good news. Right? Did I say that right? Yeah, thanks. Jaime, good golly. Thank you so much for all you do. It's amazing the reception that we get and the things that he says on behalf of the city and what he does on behalf of the city. Absolutely incredible. LAFCO, I have asked for the wastewater MSR to be revisited. It's 2 years in the making, and it's been deferred and deferred. And unfortunately, or fortunately, it's been deferred so long that in light of everything that's happening with the Hollister's regional wastewater facility, that we bring it back and give it one more go over. So our executive officer will bring it back to the commission as soon as she's finished with it. We anticipate the city's MSRs coming back. One for the city of Hollister and one for the city of San Juan Bautista. So we should be getting ours for first go around for the city to review. I sit on San Juan's committee on LAFCO for the city's MSR, along with Chair Zanger from the Board of Supervisors. So we should be getting that. It'll go to the city for review, and then it'll come back to LAFCO for final adoption. First review from Chair Zanger and myself. It looked great. It was absolutely amazing to see how much we are doing well. And there were one or two um, things to look at, and we've addressed at least one of them. So something very minor coming forward. I'm very much looking forward to that. I also participated in the Anzar Shake, which brought eighth graders from Aromas and San Juan School to Anzar to have a very quick conversation with industry professionals. There were about 30 representatives from all different businesses to and I see this at GAV in teaching, where we bring our students up for how to write a resume and how to do an interview. But to see it start at the eighth grade level was so cool. So the five outstanding people from both sections, you're rated on your handshake, you're rated on your introduction, you're rated on the questions that you ask of the industry professional. You're rated on the questions they ask. And this takes, I don't know, less than 5 minutes for each person. So it was super cool to see what these kids went through, and a great day overall. The unfortunate part of that day was, I think it was right after that, later in the day, we got the notice from the principal, Angela Crawley, who is retiring at the end of the year to spend much needed time with her very young family. So yay for her, bad for Anzar High. So looking forward to who's coming up next at that school, and super excited she came to us for graduation again. Can't wait to see what's happening there. That's all. That's all I have. City council announcements. Anything to share for the good of the community? Councilmember Aranda, up and coming.
I don't know, other than there's an Easter bunny situation going on, I think hosted by our Parks and Rec. I think our city manager has more info, but I follow our Parks and Rec's Instagram page, and so I just wanted to report that.
Cool, thank you.
Check that out.
Councilmember Friels. Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Yes, I have two announcements. One that is happening tomorrow here in town at the Hideaway. Our current county clerk recorder, Francisco Diaz, it's a nonpartisan position, so I feel okay announcing it. He will be at the Hideaway to meet and greet with the public here. So come on by and meet Mr. Francisco Diaz. He's a very nice gentleman, and he's been in that position, and he's running for re-election. And the second announcement is for the fall. I'm thinking 5, maybe. You can check with Mark. Anyway, it's tomorrow at the Hideaway. Okay.
Check out the Hideaway.
Yeah, check at the Hideaway. And then also this coming Thursday at the COG meeting, the Council of Governments, there's going to be a public hearing for unmet transit needs. So I had talked to Benu Abrams, who is the executive director, about can you come out to San Juan Bautista and kind of get feedback from Aromas and San Juan. And she said, basically they do get a lot of feedback, but she invited if anyone can attend or attend on Zoom or a phone call. Tomorrow is the time for public input on unmet transit needs for the county, and that's at 4 p.m. for public comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Where am I? Sorry, Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia. I was going to give you last word.
I don't have any announcements. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 5:30, Bob. Girls softball will be starting up at the end of the month. Do you know about that? No? At the ballpark. The 27th, I think, Saturday. Do you want to expound on Easter Bunny? No.
Councilmember Aranda, thank you for that. I'm blanking on the date for the extravaganza that is happening at Luck Park, in front of the library.
Yeah, it's the first annual extravaganza. It's egg extravaganza. It's Saturday, April 4th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Egg hunt begins promptly at 10 a.m. and it will be at Luck Park.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Thank you. That brings us to the end of our meeting. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Councilmember Aranda, seconded by Councilmember Morris Lopez. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Aranda,
Yes.
Councilmember Frios.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris Lopez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sabathia.
Yes.
Mayor Jordan.
Yes, 7:44.